go to the auction, super excited, and I'm going to get a property, right? And sure enough, the auction happens, and everything got sold, went over my budget, and I was very sad. The person that I met there at the auction was like, just wait, you know. They had 1 hour to make their payment for the property. And what I didn't realize is that a lot of people don't pay when they bid, right? So what happened is he called it like the secret auction. He's like, we're going to come back and we're going to go to the secret auction. So I'm like, oh, great, this is cool. So we go back and, you know, I think there was like maybe 30 people, and now it was down to like 5 people. And one of the pieces of land that we looked at was 40 acres of land. And the person who won the bid on it didn't come and pay. They had an hour. And sure enough, I was in the mix and I won the bid for $4,200 on that property. And it was worth over 40 grand. And I'm like, holy crap. My eyes opened forever. Like the feeling, the exhilaration that I got was massive. And one of the big problems, right, is when you're getting into real estate, especially now with YouTube, is you have just a million different channels, a million different directions. And, you know, a lot of people, it's like, I always give the example, it's like, you know, just because you read the menu doesn't mean you're going to be full, right? Or get the nutrients. And that's kind of how a lot of folks are on YouTube, is they watch all these videos. They're an armchair warrior. They know about all the theories, but they've never put it into practice. So for me, back then, one thing that worked for me is like all I had was my little VHS tapes and the knowledge that I had. I couldn't go on YouTube or online and learn about wholesaling or flipping or commercial real estate or crypto or Amazon stores or blah, 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 blah that makes money, right? So I had one thing I could do, and I did it. And I started flipping properties, going to these sales. You know, I'd fly to a city, pick up some property, flip them, and I just started doing this over and over again. And actually at the time, I was living in Canada and it was cold. And, you know, growing up listening to the Beach Boys, I'm like, as soon as I make enough money, I'm moving to California. So I found myself, I was 20 years old and I had $40,000 in my account, which was way more money than I ever thought possible, you know, just in a very short time through real estate. So I'm like, see you later, Canada. And, you know, the funny thing is how many people were against me when I got into it. You know, my girlfriend would be like, oh, you're going to one of those stupid real estate seminars. Or, you know, some family members were like, this is a bad idea. What you're doing, they don't understand it, right? And that's going to be one of your biggest challenges, whether it's your spouse, your family member. Remember, especially a spouse can be a big one because they want to keep you safe. They want to protect whatever it is, right? Because if you go and do something new and you make a mistake, then you're risking that, you know, whatever, nest egg or the credit card or all that sort of stuff that you're, you know, going to spend the money with. So